welcome to another exciting episode of Weekly Entertainment. This is a landmark episode. It's episode 30, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank all the viewers out there for sticking with us all this time. I'd like to give huge shout-outs to Crazy Mark, who actually landed me this job after he got work elsewhere, and he started the whole thing. Actually, Ian Smith was the very first host, and now he's the producer and director. And I'd like to thank Roger. He's their cameraman and audio technician, and he's just amazing. The whole crew of the show has just been great, and I look forward to another 30 episodes. Well, we have an amazing guest on today to celebrate our 30th episode, and actually we're giving a gift to you. We have Jay Langley on the show. He is the creator of Scare Bears. I don't know if you can see this in the background here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. And you can win this Scare Bear of your very own. Okay, over the course of the show, because we're going to make you work for it. Now, this isn't going to be a simple first email wins, Okay, we're going to flash 4 pictures randomly over the course of this episode of Xander doing something or holding an object or just acting, like his alien self. And you're going to have to let us know what pictures they were, in what order, and what we were talking about on the show. So we're going to make you do your homework. And you get all of them right, and you too will be able to win a Scare Bear of your very own. Valentine's Day is coming up. Ladies, if you got a guy who likes horror movies and blood and gore, this will be the perfect gift, because nothing says I love you like a Scare Bear. Okay, well, not much in the news this week. I know I usually have a really, wacky news story, but it's been a really slow news week. So again, this is the 30th episode. I can't say thank you enough to everyone here at CMN TV, and I've just had the best time, and I've met so many interesting guests and just done so many interesting things, and it's just been a blast. So I look forward to a lot more shows and just having a lot more fun, and I can't thank you all enough. Well, let's move right along, and we're going to invite our guest out, Mr. Jay Langley, and let's give him a big warm welcome, and get your popcorn, because this is going to be a fun ride. And make sure, look out for the 4 pictures of Xander throughout this episode. Send us an email, tell us what they were, and you'll be able to take home your own Scare Bear. So stay tuned. Thank you. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Weekly Entertainment. This is episode 30, and let's give a huge warm welcome to Mr. Jay Langley with Scare Bears.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
Fun little studio we got here. Well, tell us about what you got here.
I've got some disfigured bears for everyone.
Yeah, these are really cool, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. Now, what goes into these? I mean, because I see we have this guy who looks like a zombie, and this one is extremely cute. If it wasn't for him,
oh yeah, he's adorable.
He's ripping open his rib cage and pulling out his intestines, and we got this character right here ripping out his eyeballs.
That's right.
Now, what inspired this? Did you just wake up one morning and decide, maybe you had some stuffed animals or like a dog toy laying around, like, hey, that would look cool if he was ripping his eyeballs out?
Yeah, well, after extensive therapy and what have you. No, actually my daughter gave me this idea about 1.5 years ago. She, inadvertently gave me the idea. She asked me one day to terrorize her little brother by doing something kind of crazy with
cool.
with his little teddy bear, and I've been involved in art and crafts all my life, that type of stuff. I've done other things too, but so I said, yeah, what the heck. So my very first Scare Bear I ever made was a little bear with an axe in its head, and I gave it to my 1.5 years. He was only 1.5 years at the time. He's running around the house swinging the thing around,
So he loved it.
Yeah, he did then. Now he's kind of like, he's kind of freaked out by him because he's a little bit, wiser now. Right. So, yeah.
which brings me to my next question. What demographic, who buys these things? Because I imagine, maybe a soccer mom or some little old lady is going to be freaked out by this, or maybe small children, or who actually what's your target market for these things?
Well, there's no real particular market as
Okay.
far as these go. Surprisingly, the people who like them are the ones you don't expect to like them.
Really?
When I was doing a trade show in Trenton, I was doing a
Okay.
Scarecrow Festival
Oh, all
right
right,
before
okay.
Halloween. There was the people that I thought were going to be repulsed and just keep walking or report me or what have you were the ones that actually stopped and kind of I was taken aback by it, like, whoa, in fact, they were like late 50s, early 60s women
Really?
that were either buying them for their son or they thought they were just hilarious and they thought that they were so cute. And I'm like, okay, that's cute. All right, that's great. Whatever.
Well, they are adorable.
Yeah,
Like,
there is an
like this
element
one,
of
for instance.
there's still a little bit of an element of they are cuddly still.
So if I wanted to pick up women, I just
Oh yeah,
walk around with one of these.
oh
and
yeah,
then-
that'll
okay,
do it.
okay.
Yeah, that'll get them in your car right away, I'm sure. Yeah, if the woman's got something wrong with her, or actually if she's a little bit interesting, she'll probably jump in the car with you if you
Oh,
do have
well,
one of these.
what to say about crazy women?
But yeah,
but,
no, though it was a lot of the women that you like, a lot of not just women, but people in general that you wouldn't expect were the ones that loved them, and the kids, especially little girls, were going nuts over them. They're laughing, and I mean little girls, and
really,
but the
'cause
boys.
I'm imagining like goth kids or the the kids
You
who
would
shop
think.
at like Hot Topic would be all over this.
I'm sure they
But-
would
oh,
too.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not for everybody, but it's for surprisingly a lot of people do like them, and
Right. I mean, I wouldn't get my 87-year-old grandmother one of these.
well, why not? She
well,
might
yeah,
like
she
it.
might like
She might. You never know. That's what I'm saying. You just never know what to expect. So, like I said, there's still an element of humor. They're not horrifying. They're still funny.
Well, yeah,
So-
they are very. So now, what goes into making one of these? I mean, how do you start? I mean, do you take apart like Halloween decorations or things like that?
Right, right.
Or do,
No,
do you
I-
make your own stuff?
Yeah, I do order like the bears
Okay.
and everything else in bulk. And if I see a bear, I'm out somewhere and I like it and I have an idea
Okay.
for it, I'll just buy it on the spot.
Oh, all right.
And I do what I do with them, and that's the result pretty much. But yeah, that's
No, like this one right here, for instance, because this one is really, really well detailed, and so is this one that we're actually going to give away on the show.
That's the one I made for your
yes,
show
this
specifically,
one's
right?
beautiful. Now, like the detail, like this right here, what is that made out of?
I can't reveal all of it,
Oh,
but
okay,
I
so
can
you
tell
have
you
some
generally
secret-
it's a type of like latex. And,
Oh, all right. Oh,
There's
wow.
a little bit. There's a little bit
Okay.
of everything in these that I experiment with and to see what looks good and what has you, because it gives an element of realism, but at the same time it's still comical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
So-
it's not totally gory where it'd make you want to puke.
No, nothing like that.
but,
I don't.
have you ever made something like that, like really realistic, that would make somebody hurl?
I could if somebody wanted it. I suppose I could, but no. I mean, they're all pretty much what you see is what you get. Is they're basically all along the same thing. My newest ones that I've just started working on are the zombie ones.
Oh, right. The
I've only-
zombies are huge right now.
They are, yeah.
Especially with that new movie, World War Z, coming out. That's going to be a blockbuster. I think that's coming out in the summer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems to be a big trend. Because I had a filmmaker on last week. He's making a big budget zombie movie, and it was really amazing. The work he's done, but aren't zombies a little played out though? Do you think?
Well, I mean,
I know people love them,
They
but
do.
just to me, I mean, I'm
Right,
not,
you're
I'm not
probably-
a huge horror buff.
right.
I'm a sci-fi geek.
You're a sci-fi guy, yeah, right.
Star Trek, Star Wars, all that stuff.
I get you.
But just to me, zombies seem a little played out.
Right,
But
right.
Maybe it's just me.
Well, it's
but,
right now. It's the thing that I mean. You have like TV series like The Walking Dead,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
okay.
you see a lot of these TV commercials and stuff are zombie based and everything else, which is crazy in our culture. Is
well, it's
you know-
perfect for you though, because people will see this and just go crazy over
sure.
it. I'm
Well, yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right now, like I've said, I've only done like just some trade shows here, and I was just on an episode. Like, I just filmed Hardcore Pawn. They
Hardcore
had me on
Pond.
there.
Okay,
yeah,
I
they
was
just filmed it.
actually on that show. People who watch this, know this show. I was actually started out on the show as a guest.
Okay.
I make a, custom. I have a Millennium Falcon custom guitar that I made.
I've seen that.
Custom
And
guitars.
I think that's awesome.
And,
I think
well,
that's
thank
really
you,
cool.
Thank you. That's a ton of work went into that. I mean, I'm well, you as an artist too. I can appreciate what, the amount of work that actually does go into these.
Right, thank you.
And well, you mentioned you do arts and crafts. Like, do you do sculpting, or
No,
how did this come about?
I like to draw. That's
okay.
That's my
Okay.
thing. Years ago, I did a comic book.
Oh, really? Wow.
It was kind of a cult type comic book, and actually it started to gain some momentum. And then I just kind of like backed off of it because I have ADHD. I don't know what's going on, but
I know what that's like.
right,
trust
right.
me.
So I started on one project and I backed off. But my comic book was called Mean Kid and Fishhead,
Mean Kid and Fish.
and it was pretty much just gore all the way through. It's humor gore like this. You know, it's not that isn't for everybody, and a lot of those a lot of people who would be offended by that one, but it doesn't. You know, it stays out of the political realm. It stays out of that. It's just simple,
just fun, just
dumb,
straight ahead,
just dumb
like
humor. That's
Grindhouse,
all it is. You know,
kind of
if it makes
horror.
me laugh, I figure someone will laugh from it. So,
yeah.
right.
Well, that's interesting. What was the name of the book again?
Oh, it was Fishhead and Mean Kid. It's a comic book, and I do plan on animating it eventually if
cool.
I can find someone to do it.
Is your comic still available anywhere?
Just if someone asks me for it, I can bring them. But no, not right now because I'm kind of taking a little bit of time from it. I want to put the wheels in motion before I launch it again. I don't want to just kind of go, oh yeah, I have this and this, but I don't have that. I want to make sure I have everything I need, and then come up.
That's interesting you bring that up because I've had, I was actually wanted to publish a comic book a few years ago. I'm not an artist, but I did contract an artist, and it's just been one huge horrible experience.
Has it really?
Yeah, really bad. I'm not going to name any names or any publishers.
Well, I can tell you that I'd say publish it all yourself.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was going to ask you about.
Yeah, mine were my publishing was real simple. It's called Kinko's.
Kinko's, really, for a comic book.
Fold and staple.
Because there's places like Lulu. I think there's another one that's called Kablam. But just take it to Kinko's and do that.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Okay.
And then I bought myself a color printer. The thing about my cartoon is it's the comic book for people who aren't really into comics.
Okay.
Because it's number one, it's not going to be all this full page, all this wacky, crazy colors and real art. You know, the only time I really emphasize on any of the art is the funny, violent parts. That's where I spend a little bit more time. But other than that, it's black and white and red all over. So that's the only color that's really in it. Is it's black and white, which I like because it's kind of like Spy versus Spy.
Oh, okay.
You know, itchy and scratchy type thing.
Sure.
And that's it's a comic book for people who aren't really into comic books. That's why.
Oh, that's interesting because I'm actually starting to hear that more and more. Is not to rely on small publishing houses. Just do it yourself.
Sure. Nowadays with the internet, everything's out there for people who are self-publishers or want to start a book or anything you want to do. Pretty much,
it's
music.
All out there. Yeah,
it's all out there. You can do it all on your own.
Yeah.
Some people just like to pay other people to do the things for them, so they don't have to do all the footwork and the research.
A lot of the footwork though is pretty simple though. It seems it may
Sure.
be a little research.
Sure.
But it can be done quite easily.
Right,
though,
absolutely.
I think.
Just make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's, and know what you're doing. Then you won't get taken advantage of. And
exactly. Yeah, you won't fall into the trap that I did.
oh, that's
That's one of those things, and it's looking like you might even have to go to court. So,
really.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
that's a drag.
that bad of an experience.
That is a drag.
But back to the Scare Bears. So we were talking about you set up at the Trenton. What was it? The Trenton
Scarecrow Festival. Yep.
Is that like a Halloween type of horror thing? Or
it's more like a fall arts and crafts.
Oh, okay, like an art in the park thing.
So
like they have pumpkins and hay rides and stuff.
People with candles here on this side. People with and then there's these,
Yeah,
and people are like,
the bears
okay,
ripping their eyeballs
yeah,
out.
right. They have they have the cute little Halloween decorations, little harmless little scarecrows that someone made, and then you got this me.
Hey, these are cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. This is one of my personal favorites right here. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but the squirrel eating the brains of the poor
Yeah, he's actually got his face peeled back. He's actually ripping his face off. He's got it peeled back. If you can see it there.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, real cute.
It's adorable.
Sure.
But let's see. So, okay, we talked about the horror conventions and things like that.
Yeah, the horror convention, Michigan. The
Motor City Nightmares.
Motor City Nightmares.
Yeah,
yep, I will be there April 26th through the 28th.
Okay.
I did confirm my my booth reservation there, and it looks like
cool.
26th through 28th April I will be there. My first time I've ever done a horror convention or
That's
anything.
going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
How about like one of the bigger Comic Cons? Like I know in May we have Motor City Comic Con that
Okay.
usually brings in about 20,000 people too. You might want to look into that one.
You think that they would be interested in it's not comic book related. I
Oh,
don't know
there's
if they would
there's
be or not.
there's a whole it's not just comic books at that. It's all pop culture things too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a huge variety of vendors and artists. So I think this would fit in
Really?
well.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd probably sell out.
Great.
I know I'm gonna set up there too.
Awesome.
I'm gonna sell my stuff.
Are you
Maybe
really?
Yeah, maybe I'll actually sell my Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon guitar.
Yeah,
I
I
like
actually
that.
made a coffee table to go with it. I have little light switch covers.
No
and-
kidding. And,
Yeah.
and it plays and
Oh
everything
yeah,
else.
it plays awesome.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, I got some buddies who are musicians too. So who knows? I mean, that's something that they
Oh sure.
they
Yeah,
might
if
even
anyone-
be interested in. Who knows? You know.
Hey, yeah, that'd be cool.
So
I'd definitely like to see that. So what are you working on next? Well, I notice you have, these are all bears, but let's say, do you take custom orders? Like, say somebody wanted a scare cat or a scare
Sure.
bunny or a
Yeah.
skunk or whatnot.
well, coincidentally, I brought in all bears except for the
Yeah,
exception of the
squirrel.
squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually would bring something, but I don't know why I didn't grab a couple rabbits or something too. But I've got some bunny rabbits like eating eyeballs out of the corpse of another bear or what have you. I do have those, and I just I have dogs, all kinds of crazy stuff. But
Have you ever got a request from people saying, "Can you make me a bear that looks like my dog?"
well, I
You
don't
know,
want
to come up with a,
I'd rather stay away from the likenesses of something as far
I don't
as
know who would want a
I don't
zombie
want to
version of
upset
their
anyone
dog,
or
yeah.
anything like that, and I don't want to be cruel to animals, and you know what I mean. Because if you look at these bears, I mean, they're not really the victims necessarily. They're kind
No,
of in charge.
Right, like this guy's pulling off his own face.
He knows what he's
I mean,
doing.
Yeah,
He knows what he's doing.
got it all under control there. It looks like.
Right. Very,
So this skull part, that's actually just like a Halloween prop.
well, it's not. That's not a Halloween prop
not-
per
okay.
se. It's I do, like I said, I do order my things in bulk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have some connections that I use for overseas and what have you, and
Okay.
it's a variety of stuff that I do find that I like, that I know I can use. In fact, I can be anywhere. I could be at a hardware store and see something like I can use that, whether it be for like.
Oh, that's creative.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's really creative.
I try to stay away from from toxic material. Just to let everyone know out there. There's no. You're not gonna turn green or anything if you touch one of these. And I
So
don't.
you really can try this at home.
Right, the zombies won't really infect you, so
Okay.
you'll be
Well,
okay.
good.
All right.
So these are kid tested, mother approved.
Well, I wouldn't let your baby chew on them or anything like that, but they've been dog approved. My dogs have got a
Really?
hold of a couple of them, and they ate them.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
And it didn't cause any ill effects or anything.
Well, I was pretty angry.
Okay. Well,
Other
yeah,
than that,
I can imagine.
no, they
but,
didn't have nothing happened to them or anything like that. So
So how was that shoot for Hardcore Pawn?
it was interesting.
Because they're based here in Michigan,
Yep, they're that
Southfield, I believe.
8
Detroit,
mile
okay.
8 Mile Evergreen Road, American Jewelry and Loan. That's
Okay.
where they're located. It was a fun experience. Everyone treated me really great.
Oh yeah.
Had a lot of fun. Spent a lot of hours there. I was surprised how long they kept me, but yeah, it was a great time. And that episode will be airing sometime mid-April.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
They were pretty excited to have me there. That's what it seemed like, at least, So I guess people have to wait and see.
Now, did they actually buy one off of you?
Not supposed to reveal any of that.
Oh, okay.
I can't-
Well,
I can't
guess we'll have to
say.
tune in for
Yeah.
that. You want to look out for that.
Yeah,
So,
right. I
Okay,
can't-
yeah. We'll
I
get
can't
to,
say-
no spoilers.
Right, no spoilers,
Okay,
no spoilers.
All right, cool.
So
Well, that was really exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know I had a blast doing it too. We
Right.
were there for probably 4 hours, and it was a lot of fun though. Everyone was really nice. They actually come off on the show as kind of being jerks.
sure, of course.
But off camera, everyone was really nice,
Sure.
really gracious,
Right.
friendly. So
Mhm.
it was cool. It was a
Right.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a really good experience. I was glad I did it.
I was, nervous, really nervous.
Oh, of course,
but,
of course, of course you are. I mean, it's not like I'm used to that type of
Well,
thing. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I mean, this is just like hanging out in your living room. But
Right.
there it was a
With-
whole different ball of wax.
Right.
It seemed like
it's like hanging out in your living room with floodlights blasting in your face. Yes, that's what this is.
I have these floodlights in my living room.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so, hey
I'd like
guys,
to
come on over. Let's just
yeah,
kick
just
back
come on over.
and
Hey,
blast some lights in our
I
face.
even
Right?
do monologues. I live alone, and like, hey, welcome to another episode of dinner tonight.
Like
it's
that
gonna be
episode of
frozen.
Seinfeld where Kramer bought all of Merv Griffin's old studio equipment.
I never saw that one.
You never seen that
No.
one? Oh my god, that was funny. He brings in like Jerry and them. He's like, oh yeah, sit down. He had like Merv Griffin's whole set that he threw out, and it's all outdated and what have you. He's like, hey, sit on the couch. He's like looking at the camera. That was funny. That's one of the funniest ones I've ever seen.
I don't do that, people. I don't really do that. Okay. Just. So what's next on the horizon for you? Do you have any more appearances? Or...
Actually,
oh, I understand you just did a. No, you have something coming up. We were talking about off the air. So at the Token Lounge.
Oh yeah, tonight there's
gonna. That's tonight.
Yes, tonight there is a benefit for a family who's lost their son.
Jeez.
He was the type of person that would really dig this kind of stuff. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of bands at the Token Lounge tonight. A buddy band of mine, they're called Underneath It All. They're one of the bands that are going to be playing there. And if people can make it out, that'd be great. It's for a good cause. I'm going to raffle. I'm going to have some raffle tickets. I'm going to have my daughter there. She's going to be raffling some tickets. And yeah, it should be a pretty big event, pretty big turnout. So,
unfortunately, this show is going to air probably a week from now.
Okay,
so
well,
I mean, if somebody wanted to contribute or visit your website,
yeah, just go to just go to
Okay.
facebook.com/scarebears1, and or you can email me at scarebears1@yahoo.com, and my website is in the beginning. It's going to be put together pretty soon.
Okay, so you are putting together a website?
onescarebears.com.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's not complete yet, but it should be soon, hopefully.
Okay, great. So I mean, so somebody wanted to order. Is there going to be a online store or something? Or
Well,
somebody wanted to buy one, or
if someone contacts me through Facebook,
Okay.
and they would like one and they need it shipped to them or what have you, I do deliver locally if someone wants
cool.
one.
Great.
No problem. However, if they're like in another state or what have you,
you're not going to drive all the
Well,
way
I'll
to
just-
Minnesota to deliver
right.
one.
I'll just do a PayPal account with them through eBay or
Okay.
something like that. Or
Very cool.
We'll figure it. We'll figure it out right. But right now, everything's this is something that is kind of new and starting up, and I really haven't had my feet wet yet. I've just done a couple
alright,
trade
okay.
shows.
Yeah, that's actually how I ran into you. Is that
Right,
you were
okay.
at the Taylor Gibraltar Trade Center.
Right.
And
So
I gave you
yeah.
a card, and I was just blown away by these. So,
Thank you.
I mean, they kind of had you in a bad area.
They really did. They had me in a
They had you
horrible
in
area.
No man's land.
They're no man's land,
in the
right?
back corner.
I made
but,
friends with all the crickets and what have you. But yeah, they did. They kind of ushered me off into the corner. I don't think that was on purpose. It's just because the matter of the space that was available
everyone
at the
Gibraltar
time,
is
right?
really nice.
Yeah,
and,
they really
actually,
are.
Another shameless plug. I have a comic book convention coming up in April. So,
Shameless.
Shameless. Check GibraltarTradeCenter.com. I think it's GibraltarTrade.com actually. And get the details on that. And yeah, if you want a table at my convention, you're more than welcome.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I would love to do that. I
just-
mean, why not? Just to see
Yeah,
how
hey.
gauge people's reactions,
Yeah.
see what happens.
That's another thing I'm just trying to get my feet wet with. Just I know there's a lot of comic book conventions out there right now. It seems like everyone and their brother is doing one.
Right.
It almost seems like every 2 weeks there's a new comic book convention popping up.
Is there really?
Which I think it's okay for the market. I mean, because there's always everyone is different. And there's always different vendors at each one. So I mean, if you're looking for that one special item,
Right.
it's a good time for collectors.
I think there's some show I watched on TV. I tuned into it. I was just sitting there, nothing else was on, and I watched it, and I was amazed at the amount of money that people would spend for like an action figure that they only made X amount of like
thousands of dollars.
$15,000 some guy spent on like a Boba Fett thing. It was like this big.
It was probably the
Fired the missile.
Yeah, the missile
That
firing one. Yeah.
Yep. I remember that was like a big deal because
It
they
was a
pulled it
huge
off.
deal,
They
yep.
pulled it off the shelves because
That's
it
when
was
you had to mail away for too.
Yeah, it was a hazard. I guess like kids would shoot their eye out with it or something.
Or they'd choke on it.
Yeah,
down
right.
their throat
It's
or
like,
something.
oh man, but yeah, that was the one I seen. I'm like, holy crap! I can't believe someone ponied up that kind of money for that.
Yeah, that's
so.
And I'm a collector of that kind of thing, but of course I don't have that kind of money.
Sure, that's
but,
a lot of dough. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. But well, our time seems to be running down.
Okay.
It's the last 3 minutes of the show. Anything else you want to plug?
No, just kind of look out for Scare Bears here and there. Kind of look for like any kind of like heavy metal shows that are coming around the area. I try
That's
to
a good idea.
parallel myself up with them.
Okay.
For certain people.
Well, we're actually planning an event coming up. It's we're gonna have. I think we're looking for a bar right now. The Token might be a good idea, but we're I'm throwing together something like that. It's going to be like we're going to have bands and vendors. So if you're more than welcome to come out there too. So.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm actually
definitely.
Yeah, I'm interested in all the, like I'm saying, this is kind of a startup thing for me. This is not my day job. This isn't what I do. This is just kind of a loose hobby.
I think this is really cool. It's
Thank
really
you.
unique.
Thank you.
There's nothing else like this out there.
Thank you so much.
This is just one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I mean, it takes a lot to impress me. We've had a lot of guests on the show, but this is cool.
Thank you.
It's really cool. And folks, if you've been paying attention, you too can win this Scare Bear of your very own right here. To tell us about this one. Panda bear.
He speaks for himself.
Yes.
He's a disgruntled panda. Yeah.
He's so disgruntled that he rips his own face off.
He ran out of bamboo to eat, so there you go.
Haven't we all been there though?
He's
we've
hungry,
all wanted
man.
to rip our own face off. Whether you're frustrated at work or whatnot.
Absolutely.
And it would probably look something like this.
Probably, yeah.
This is great. I mean, I'm definitely going to buy a few of these off you. And these make great gifts, too.
Absolutely. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Valentine's Day's coming up.
When nothing says, hey, honey, I love you, or I want a divorce more than a Scare Bear.
If somebody gave me one of these, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
because you usually get, a crappy card.
Definitely unique. Definitely unique. It's something you would never forget, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely unforgettable.
I appreciate being on the show, and I appreciate everyone out there who takes an interest in my craft, and hopefully I'll see more of everyone soon.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely see you at the conventions,
Yeah.
and... what's the website one more time so we can keep track of where you're going to be?
The website that's in development right now is onescarebears.com.
Okay.
It's not complete yet, but if anyone would like to find more information, just go to facebook.com/scarebears1, and that's my Facebook, or you can email me through correspondence scarebears1@yahoo.com.
Great. Well, Jay, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a really great time. Thanks for bringing out these awesome Scare Bears.
Thank you.
These are just the coolest thing ever. And,
Thank you.
Folks, you know what to do. This can be all yours. We'll ship it to you. And thanks for joining us. This has been another great show. This is episode 30. This is we made it this far without getting canceled, and let's hope for another 30 episodes. Again, Jay, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And good night, folks, and join us next week for another episode of Madcap Mayhem and Broadcast Journalism. And grab your popcorn, because it's going to be fun. Good night. Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Weekly Entertainment. Let's give a huge warm... Okay, let's try this again.